Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to another video. It is currently late at night, and this is the first time I've ever done this. This is a post-game reaction. So it is Saturday night, and the first two games of the wildcard weekend has just wrapped up, and the Baltimore Ravens ended up smacking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the LA Chargers laid a goose egg against the Houston Texans, which is not good for me. And that's another rant at the end of the video. But the first game we're going to be talking about specifically is the Baltimore Ravens. And from Pittsburgh's point of view, we were going into this game. Pittsburgh on a 4-game losing streak. They've played the most horrendous football they could have played going into the end of the season. You know, you want to be playing your best football going into the season. Late in the season, going into the playoffs, you want to be playing your best football. That was not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've had a lot of culture issues, specifically with George Pickens. The defense there's something been going on with the defense. TJ Watt, that whole locker room, a whole lot of drama going on. It's been a bad couple weeks in Pittsburgh. Very bad couple weeks. So they're going into this game, going up against MVP candidate Lamar Jackson, wanting to get that stigma, that stench off his back about all his bad performances in the playoffs. And for the most part, historically, Pittsburgh has had Lamar's number. So going into this game, you'd think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would come with some some fire, just ready to play. Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, the Baltimore Ravens scored in every possession in the first half. It was bad. They were running the football at will against Pittsburgh. I for one, I've been on the record for saying I love me some Pittsburgh Steelers football defensively. But that defense was a shell of itself tonight. And a lot of it is the offense's fault. But specifically tonight, I am very disappointed in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. TJ Watt and the whole crew. Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward. What was that? It was abysmal. Terrible. And we're going to look right here. I mean, altogether, Baltimore rushing. They had 300 yards rushing. Specifically, to be exact, 299. Derrick Henry had 186 yards. He averaged 7.5 yards per carry. Lamar had 81, 5.5 yards per carry. And if you want to put in the Steven Sims having a 1 rush for 15 yards, Justice Hill 6 for 12, Mark Andrews 2 for 5. I mean, Lamar Jackson threw the ball 21 times. He was super efficient. He was 16 for 21, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. But I didn't even see Lamar Jackson even barely have to throw the ball. The only really throw I really specifically put emphasis on was the first drive of the game. They went 95 yards, and he ended up throwing a touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman. There was at one point the Ravens had a 13-play scoring drive in the second quarter. All 13 plays were run plays. Lamar Jackson was killing them all night with the read option. Todd Monken took Mike Tomlin to school tonight. It was that bad. I've never seen a Pittsburgh defense play that bad in my life. It was bad. They were trying this play, and they pointed it out. Kirk Herbstreit and the guys did a great job breaking it down on the Prime Video podcast program. Basically, TJ Watt was going in. He was biting on the running back on the read option, and whoever was playing linebacker, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, they were supposed to stunt on the outside and play the quarterback. But for some reason, they didn't do it every time. I don't know what was going on. But Lamar, he was sensational tonight. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. He played a great game in the passing game. If nothing was there, he was taking off. He was quarterback draw. Lamar was sensational tonight. He looked like the MVP of the past 2 seasons. Well, not the past 2 seasons, but he could be a back-to-back MVP. But he's looked like the MVP of all Lamar Jackson. This is Lamar Jackson we have wanted to see in the playoffs. This is the Lamar Jackson we saw tonight. So on Baltimore's end, offensively, they ran the ball down their throats. Didn't really have to pass much, and that run opened up the pass to where Lamar only had 5 incompletions out of 21 throws. Super efficient. He had a quarterback rating of 132. He just played fantastic tonight. Even without Zay Flowers, a lot of people was questioning, was he going to be able to play this good without one of his elite wide receivers on the outside, Pro Bowl wide receiver, which he shouldn't have got it over Brian Thomas Jr., but that's a whole nother topic on itself. But Lamar Jackson came to play tonight. And I'm very disappointed in the Pittsburgh defense. Very disappointed. Now, I mean, let's get to the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, we already talked about defense, but we're going to talk about the offense. Offensively, the Pittsburgh Steelers are pathetic. They're terrible. They came alive in the third quarter. They had 200 yards of offense in the third quarter. Hey, haven't seen that in a while. But in the first half, my Lord, I was wanting to cry for Russell Wilson and that offense. It was bad. If I'm not mistaken, when they showed the yards per half for each team, I think for the first 2 quarters, total yards, they had like 30-some. It was terrible. Arthur Smith, I don't know what he's doing with the play calling, but everything was short passes. Knowing Russell Wilson throws one of the best deep balls I have seen. And specifically, in the third quarter, that pass he threw to George Pickens on the sideline, beautiful. Along with the long pass to Van Jefferson on this. Russell Wilson just throws a great ball. Statistically, tonight, Russell Wilson, when you look at his stats, Russell Wilson didn't play bad. I mean, Russell Wilson was 20 for 29, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 123 quarterback rating, 121 quarterback rating. Granted, he took 4 sacks, but when you read that stat line, you're like, dang, well, Russell Wilson had to win the game. But no. Running the ball, Pittsburgh done nothing, averaged 2.6 yards per carry, but receiving for the Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens, he had 5 receptions for 87 yards. Van Jefferson had 2 for 37, 1 touchdown. George Pickens also had a touchdown. Mike Williams had that 1 deep ball on the sideline for 37 yards. Calvin Austin had that 1 ball up the middle where he got smacked, tough catch. That was for 25 yards, and the rest were dink and dunk balls. Pittsburgh, they've had this problem all season with their offense. Their offense is abysmal, and they got to hope and pray that defensively they show up and show out. But they didn't do that tonight. The Pittsburgh Steelers defensively did not hold up their end of the bargain. In the first 5 possessions that the Ravens had, they scored on 4 of them. The first punt they had was their first possession in the second half when Baltimore got the ball. The Pittsburgh Steelers defensively was terrible. And I can argue they were probably 60% of the reason why they lost the game. Now, granted, did Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter have they screwed themselves over, had plenty of chances. Russell Wilson took a couple bad sacks, and then they went for it on 4th down. Russell Wilson ends up throwing a terrible pass. But overall, I think the formula that Pittsburgh was having all season, they just did not play it this game. The offense was abysmal for the most part, but they got you points when they needed to, and they played well when they needed to. And defensively, you could count on them to make a stop. But today, and this is all the credit to the Baltimore Ravens, they could not get a stop. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. They are going to be moving on to the divisional round. I don't know exactly how the bracket is made out. I think they will play the winner between the Bills and the Denver Broncos. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea, but they're going on to the next round. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got to question this offseason. They have 2 pending free agents. And I don't know. I don't remember specifically if Justin Fields is a free agent, but I know Russell Wilson is. Russell Wilson's a free agent. What are you going to do? Are you going to bring him back? I think they should. I think Russ had a very good stint with the Steelers. I think the Steelers need another weapon on the outside for sure. Beef up the O-line even better. The Steelers they're a good ball team. They could be back next year. They're just missing a few key pieces, specifically a wide receiver. If I'm them, I'm making a push for T. Higgins easily, but the Steelers will be back next year with Mike Tomlin in the game. They're going to beef up that defense. But shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. They are going to be going to the next round, and I'm pretty sure they will be heavy favorites going into the divisional round. Great job by Lamar. And way to just play up to expectations. He's got a big target on his back. And it's going to be interesting to see how he plays for the rest of the postseason. Next week is going to tell a lot. Because we know Lamar's playoff history. He's never been able to pull together two straight games of good playoff games. So Lamar's big. Next week is big for Lamar. Lamar. Next week's a big one for Lamar, and it's going to be interesting to see how he comes away with it. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, and that is my takeaways from both of these games. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for hearing my point of view and analysis on both of these games. And if you enjoyed that, please do not hesitate to drop and hit that subscribe button and dropping a like on the video. If you enjoy my commentary, let me know down below in the comments, what did you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Type anything down below so we can start any type of conversations you would like to talk about. If you enjoyed this video, I have plenty of other sports videos related to this down below in my description. And if you do like any types of pop culture stuff, any movie reactions, if you like Marvel or DC, or gaming, I have all of those videos in my description as well. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you tap that notification bell to get notified when all of my videos go live. And again, drop a like on the video so that it can help out the algorithm. And lastly but not least, subscribe so you can be a part of me and enjoy me and become one with the family. And thank you for tuning in this video. I love you guys so much. As always, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya.